on. Off there now.
What did you say? I didn't.
Oh, Derek, I meant to tell you the most extraordinary thing.
I'm just in the mood for extraordinary things.
No, really. We saw that programme last night. It was your company, wasn't it? The one about witchcraft and all that.
Guilty?
Well, actually, we only caught the last bit. John turned it on to see the news.
News was good.
Thanks.
No, listen. The bit about the Abbot of Lufford. Karswell, yes. What was it about him? When we were both at Hayes and Lawton. John Harrington. I knew it. I knew I remembered.
Remembered what?
Oh, it's all a lot of nonsense.
Tell us anyway.
Well, you know Jean and I both used to work at Hayes and Lawton. Well, there was a reader we used to use called Harrington. John Harrington. A very funny man. I mean witty. And devastating when he wanted to. But we always used to send him all the cranky stuff we got in. I mean, some of his reports were an absolute scream sometimes. This was, what, 10, 12 years ago?
1968.
Yes. So there was a plethora of flower power and psychedelic pseudo-mystic manuscripts coming in. And we always used to give them to John Harrington. This is awful. Anyway, that book you quoted on the programme last night, The History of Witchcraft, that was submitted to us by Miss Karswell. I mean, I remember. We sent it back unread the first time. I mean, it was in longhand.
Oh, longhand? It was beautiful. It was like an illuminated manuscript.
But he sent it back to us again, and we shoved it onto poor John Harrington.
So what's so awful?
Do you remember his report, Jean?
Yes.
It was a masterpiece of destructive criticism. He was an oddity, was John. He was full of arcane knowledge and bits and pieces of everything. The thing was, his reader's report was so funny, it got sort of passed around the office.
And somehow, Karswell got hold of a copy of it. Well, John Harrington died. Didn't make sense, really. Almost every bone in his body was broken.
Oh, let's talk about something else.
You brought it up.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten the details. Forgotten what his brother said.
What did his brother say?
Said he didn't recognize John at first. Said his face was fixed in a sort of animal smile.